Good morning, YouTube, and welcome back to the farm. It's a little bit before dawn. That's why I'm working under the halogen lights in the barn this morning. I went tool shopping yesterday. I was kind of disappointed because I needed some 1¼ inch sockets for the sprocket on the back of the dozer, and I didn't have a sprocket that size. And anybody that knows me knows that I'm a tool freak. I try never to borrow tools, and I really try not to ever lend tools. And for some strange reason, over the past year, many years, my 1/2 inch and 9/16 wrenches always seem to disappear, no matter what I do. And I know I didn't lend them out. Even then, I still didn't have 1¼ inch, 1.5 inch, 2-inch diameter sockets. So I decided to go do something about that. Went to my local Lowe's, went to my local Home Depot, went to my local Ace hardware store, and nobody had big stuff on the shelf available to purchase. Obviously, because probably most people don't need that kind of stuff. I ended up having to go to Harbor Freight. I make no secret that Harbor Freight is, I have a love-hate relationship with this place, because they have 2-inch wrenches that you can go in and pick up off the shelf and buy. And that's where I ended up, because they had what I actually needed. I went and got a bunch of impact sockets, deep sockets, 6-point, not 12-point, and then I went and found a big 12-inch, or rather a 3/4 inch drive 12-point socket set for big stuff that goes all the way up to 2 inches. Or actually, yeah, all the way up to 2 inches. And you know, it's a ratchet. It's a Chinese ratchet. I'm not a real big fan of their tools, but I've got a lot of them and they do work. And then I went and found some shallow monster sockets that are a 1-inch drive that go all the way up to 2-inch for the impact. And because the impact isn't the end-all be-all, I went and got this bad boy. This is a 3/4 inch drive, 36-inch long breaker bar, and I know this is going to come in handy doing the sprocket on the back of the dozer, the MC Crawler. I also went and found a bunch of adapters. This will go from 1/4 inch all the way up to 1-inch drive, and you know, back and forth between the various sizes. And I went ahead and got the impact version of these, because you never know. And I went and I found the big open-end wrench set. I was very disappointed that I did not find a 1-inch ratcheting wrench that just like the one I broke the other day adjusting the tracks. So I went on Amazon last night and clicked on a gear wrench brand set that goes up to 1 inch and larger, so that I'll have a ratcheting wrench again. That's important because those ratchet wrenches have come in very handy over the years. I thought they were kind of a fad when I first bought my first set, 20 some odd years ago. But yeah, I really like those little gear wrench ratcheting wrenches. They saved me a lot of time over the years. So today I'm hoping to go and get that sprocket off the final drive, and that way I can attack the final drive. Getting that thing off is going to be an adventure in and of itself. So come along with us today as we get a little bit of work done on the farm, and get to maybe get a final, get a peek at that final drive, because I know it's rusted up. Big question is, how bad is it? Hopefully we'll see. Well, I got my socket and I got my brand new breaker bar, and we're going to go after this sprocket for the very first time. I had so much fun getting the bolts off of the pads. I imagine these are going to be a fight as well, because I hurt my back pretty good trying to get that thing broken loose. Just getting it broken loose was the tough part. Getting it off with the impact wasn't easy either, but it was a lot easier after we got them, you know, broken loose. Because, you know, once you get this stuff broken loose, it's a lot easier to deal with. So let's try breaking these loose on the sprocket. Righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, right? Well, that was rather anticlimactic. Wow. Okay. Well, maybe these aren't going to be that hard. I expected them to be just as difficult. Wow. Okay. Whoever put that together didn't torque things down when they finished. Oh, wow. That's loose. A lot looser than I expected. Oh my God. Wow. Okay. That's a relief, but at the same time, that's a little scary. They should not be that loose, I don't think. No, and something else worries me. That seems to have a heck of a lot more play than I think it ought to. What do you want to bet we got bearings to replace too? One more little thing for the grocery list. And here I've got my brand spanking new Harbor Freight Tools 1.25" deep socket impact 1/2" drive socket. There we go. Get these things off in a jiffy. There we go. One nut and a lock washer. Uh-oh. Yeah, I'm gonna have to back that. Looks like I need to go get a wrench for the back of this square bolt that's back here on the back side. There's nothing holding it there and being a little obstinate. And once you know it, that one's not big enough. There we go. There we go.
all the nuts loose and only one of them being a real pain. I'm amazed they were not tight. May need a little bit of gentle persuasion. I'm going to use a little gentle persuasion. Although this is a 4-pound sledge, use it real gently and be real careful about where you tap on this thing, because it is a casting. And we don't want to crack it, don't want to break it. But we do want to break it loose. Yeah, I don't think that's come off of there in a long time. Yeah, I'm afraid of tapping on it too hard. Well, we'll see what the PB blaster does. Let it sit for a while and soak in. Maybe we'll have better luck later. But I got the nuts off, so I'm halfway there. And I just have to go and beat it off. That doesn't sound right, but you know what I mean. I got a rubber mallet around here somewhere. We'll see if that makes a difference. There we go. Got the bolts loose. And I got the sprocket loose. Yay! Oh, little PB blaster, then putting the nuts back on the bolts, tapping them back out of the way. Broke enough rust loose. I can see there's a whole bunch of rust between the sprocket and the hub. So I'm gonna have to clean that up, Permatex it. That's no big deal. We'll get that taken care of. Man. So, we're getting closer, man. Getting a lot closer. Whew. I think I'm gonna go let my back take a break. This hurts. But I got the sprocket off. And I'm happy about that. And it looks like it's in good shape. There's none of this that's worn sharp or anything. So, I mean, yeah, you can see some wear, but that's not bad at all. Now I gotta go figure out my next move. Because if I have to take this hub off, which I'm not looking forward to replace bearings, I'd rather do it while it's attached to the tractor than trying to do it off of the tractor. This is supposed to be torqued on with some hellacious torque, and it's a, what do they call it, a oh, I forget the term they use for it, but it's like a conical thing that goes on with force. And of course, when you take the nut off of it, it's a real booger bear to pull. So yeah, we'll see what happens with that next. But it's a drizzly, wet, gray morning, extremely humid, and it will be 80 degrees soon. And yeah, I don't have to tell you, that's not an awful lot of fun to work in. So we'll be back later and attack the next step. I'm still trying to figure out what that is. I sprayed the wheel with degreaser, waited for about 15-20 minutes. Now I'm going to go and attack it with the power washer and see what we're up against. Since it looks like it's going to rain, I figured I'd get this out of the way and yeah, figure out my next move. Uh-oh. Looks like I popped a breaker. I popped the breaker back in. I just have to remember to turn off the 2,000 some odd watts worth of halogen lights when I'm trying to use the power washer off the same circuit. Yeah, I shut off the lights and no more problems, but there's definitely some rust on there I need to take care of. Need to clean it up so I can paint it. But now that I've got it degreased and everything, I can let it dry and so I can go after it with a wire wheel later. And then go after it with some Permatex, and the cycle continues.